Welcome to the next lecture in Theory of Computation. In this lecture, we will be studying about deterministic finite state machine. Alright, so let's get started. DFA or deterministic finite state machine or deterministic finite automata. Let us discuss about this. First of all, DFA consists of 5 tuples. As you can see here on my screen, the 5 tuples is Q, sigma, small q, capital F and delta. Capital Q, it is a set of all states. Sigma, it is a set of input symbols. Small q, it is represent an initial state or a starting state of a machine. F represents two set of final states, and delta represents two transition function. It is also defined as q cross multiplies sigma, that will be a transition function. Okay, so these are the 5 tuples which define a particular deterministic finite automata. If you don't remember this, or if you can't understand what are these tuples, we will take an example after this slide. Okay, so after discussing example, you will be able to understand these 5 tuples easily. Okay, there are certain rules in DFA. What kind of rules are they? Here I mentioned 3 rules for deterministic finite automata. While we design and deterministic finite automata, there are 3 rules we keep in mind. First one is, in a DFA, for a particular input character, the machine goes to one state only. What the first rule says, for a particular input character, the machine goes to one state only. Second one is, a transition function is defined on every state for input symbol. And the third one is, in DFA, null or epsilon move is not allowed. That is, DFA cannot change state without any input character. So these are certain rules to design a deterministic finite automata. Alright, so let's take an example, okay, so that you can understand what is deterministic finite automata and how can we design a deterministic finite automata. DFA. So first, when you look at this diagram, you may feel confused. What are these? What do we see here? Some circles labeled as A, B, C, D. Some edges, some arrows pointing here and there. And we have seen some labelings also like 0, 1, 1, 0. And if I'm talking about what are all these? Okay, so what these all explain to us. Let me explain to you what this means. Like first thing you know about the diagram is state. Here some circles labeled with A, B, C, D are known as states. Okay, so here is the first labeled as state A, B, C, D. What are our states? It's A, B, C and D. Okay. The next one is edges. If I'm talking about edges, you can see here are some edges goes from A to B, D to A to C, C to A, and further C to D and D to A, D to C, and further D to B and B to D. These are nothing but also known as what? Transitions. Okay, if I am getting input 1 at stage A, then my state goes from A to B. As you can see, for the input for the input 1 at the state A, the transition or the flow goes to B. Okay, similarly, if I am getting 0 at the state A, it goes to C. Okay, it will go where? It will go to C, and similarly all other transitions. Okay, so these are nothing but also known as transitions of deterministic finite automata. Let me write here again. Now if I'm talking about 1001, what are these? These are our inputs. If I'm talking about input, then here in this diagram or for this example, our inputs will be 0 and 1. Okay, so these are all about edges, circle and these labelings. Now you can see there are something different about state A and state D. As you can see in state A, there is an arrow coming from nowhere, okay, pointing to state A, and there are two circles in state D. So what is this? If I'm talking about these two states, what these two states represent to us? So A is the starting state or initial state of this TFA. Whenever you see an arrow coming from nowhere pointing to a state A or a particular state, that shows the initial state of our DFA. Okay, and if you look at the state D, there is also something different. There are two circles instead of one. All other states have one circle, but the state D has two circles. So what it means? It means D represents our final state. Okay, so here the term introduced as initial state and the final state. Okay, so this is all about our deterministic finite automata design. Okay, move to our previous slide. Now you can understand all these tuples. Q represent a set of all states. If I am taking this example as in reference to explain you the tuples, what will be our set of all states? What will be our states? Let me write here. The states will be, once again, A, B, C and D. This will be the set of all states for the particular example. Set of input symbols. What will be the input symbol? What will be the value for sigma? Value for sigma is equals to what? 0 and 1. What will be the initial state? If I am talking about the initial state, then A will be initial state. F is the combination of final states. Here in our example, there is only single final state, but we can have more than one final state in a particular example. So here D will represent as our final state, and the transition function, it will shown by, or it will represented by these transitions. If I get input 1, then our transition will go A to B. If I am getting input 0 to state A, then the flow will goes to A to C. This is known as transition function. I hope this will clear to you. Okay, in our next lecture, we will come with some more example to understand or deterministic finite automata. Okay, so thank you.